Hello, everyone. Today we have with us Anudeep Ramasetty, and Anudeep has tremendous experience working in the space of data science. Right. He started off working with WNS as analytics consultant. He was into the strategy team there. Then Anudeep worked with Tiger Analytics as a data scientist. He was part of the core team of data science and analytics. Then he worked with a client called as, or with a company called as Fortuna Entertainment Group, which is into sports betting. And there is a coincidence, right? Slight coincidence, wherein we, as part of AI Spry, are doing a project with FEG as well, right? And currently, as we stand today, Anudeep is working with a company called as Turing. Yeah, Turing is a very big company. It is a US based company, and Anudeep is working as a data scientist. Thank you so much, Anudeep, for providing your
Thank you,
time.
Bharani. Thank you, Vinay. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, a lot of students, Anudeep, aspire to get into this field of data science and AI, right? And they want to really understand what kind of work happens in a few of the industries. So, having worked with these many companies, I'm sure you have a lot of experience. Would you like to share a few of the experiences on what kind of real world projects are accomplished in a few of the companies that you work with, or otherwise as well? Yeah.
Sure, sure. Starting with okay, I'll start with my journey with data science. So I started in 2018 with a food tech startup. Uh, so back then, even I didn't have any I was not completely leaning towards data science, but I liked the math behind data science. So and then I just started learning to code, and I was just amused by mixing math and code, like seeing the results. It was just miracle to me. So I was just inspired by that, and yeah, so I joined this food tech startup, and it was very phenomenal for me, like the first company, because my foundation was my foundation was set up very strong because the kind of team I had, all of them were from reputed institutes. The company was founded by two IIT Madras graduates. So I had I learned humongous amount of things with respect to not just with data science as a job, because I was just starting as a career. I didn't know I didn't have good knowledge in computer science because I'm not an engineer. I come from arts background. I majored in economics. So yeah, so I didn't have any computer science background. So in the beginning stages, it was very tough for me to wrap around my head with all the technologies and tools. But yeah, so data science was the only thing that kept me inspired and moving forward. So yeah, I invested a lot of time, a lot of work, and a lot of time and effort in mastering statistics, probability, and basically the fundamentals behind data science. And yeah, so the even the team was incredible. Like all of them were amazing. And the one thing that I learned uh, in that phase of my journey was is the most important skill I guess there is. It's basically you don't have to know everything. It's okay if you don't know certain skill sets. It's just that you have to know enough to start with the problem, and as you go, you uncover insights, and you learn the skill, and you apply the skill, and finish it and move on. This is the number one skill that I learned. And like I said, even a lot of my team members, even though they were from IITs and NITs, most of them were not computer science students. They were mechanical, civil, all sort of things, but not computer science. So even they didn't have any knowledge. But they developed apps, websites, and they developed an app which is similar to Swiggy, and although not to that scale, but it was doing very well during that time. So although none of us had any knowledge, because considering it was a startup, we had to get things done quickly. So building things quickly was the agenda. So learning the skill, applying it, and moving on is the primary skill that I see in the future as well. So so that's how I began, and then COVID happened, and a lot of things changed, and then I joined Tiger Analytics, where I was part of the delivery team, and here I started to work on some interesting projects like portfolio optimization for this is mostly in CPG and retail sectors. So portfolio optimization in the sense, how do you keep a portfolio that is moving financially well, uh, that's basically doing good performance in terms of their all CPG products that they're producing. So portfolio optimization, and then mostly in marketing side, uh, optimization. So these are very complex problems, because it involves math, it involves analysis, uh, involves optimization. So it's a pretty complex problem, tightly packed into one. So there are a lot of learnings from that project as well. So and then I moved into FEG, which is into betting and sports betting and casino. And it's although the domain is different, the problems are the same. It's typically the same problems. It's just that the data is different, the customer behavior is different, because it is related to gambling. It was very interesting. But so now I'm into, I'm exploring this LLM side of it, the new AI that is coming to the world. So I am trying to learn as much as I can with building AI agents, or fine tuning LLM stuff, because I'm currently working with Turing. So that's what its whole agenda of Turing is to move the AI in tremendous ways, grow it exponentially, such that we see how we uh, dream of AI to be.
So, what kind of interesting projects you usually do or work on? Yeah, that
Okay,
is what the people who are new to this field want to know.
sure. Typically, so I mean, I think every business has majorly like two kinds of problems. One is to solve customer side of it, to understand the customer, like 360 degrees of understanding of customer. What is his behavior, and what are the spending patterns, and what are his likes and preferences and stuff. And second problem is uh, to basically reduce costs and increase revenues as much as possible. So every problem is surrounded by these two things. So the kind of niche you want to get in depends on what kind of problem you want to solve. But overall, it comes down to these two. So like I said, it depends on the industry. So in retail, like I said, I was working on promo optimization, which is similar to marketing mix modeling, where you try to find uh, how much each marketing campaign is impacting the sales. So what kind of uh, what contribution each marketing campaign has given to the sales or the incremental sales that we get from these marketing campaigns. So, and by understanding that, you can optimize the campaigns and allocate budget such that you achieve the kind of revenue numbers that you and catering to every customer. And so this is one problem. And in FEG, I was working with uh, again. I was working customer side of it, where the idea was to understand the 360 degrees of customer, which is uh, customer retention, customer segmentation, where basically the value segmentation, how each customer is falling into different buckets of value. Uh, by value, I mean it could be revenue, it could be sales. So, yeah, so customer segmentation, we also built a recommendation system for sports betting products, uh, which is also a very huge product. Uh, uh, we use a lot of we use 5 different algorithms, in, uh, like including the apart from the collaborative and content based filtering. We used deep learning techniques. We used multi-armed bandits. We just experimented with stuff. Uh, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it came to be the simpler the model, the better the results are going to be. So, I mean, data science is like that. You try to fit in all kinds of complex things, but at the end of the day, the simple, like if it is solving like 80% of the work for you, then that's a goal. So yeah, so that's how it's been.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well said, Anudeep. A lot of interesting points you brought onto the table. Number one, don't wait. Get started basically. If you understand the
Yeah,
business problem and if you have a clear roadmap, go ahead. Eventually, you keep making adjustments. The algorithms that
correct.
you have thought through, probably now a different set of algorithms you'll end up using, maybe. But at least get started. That's one thing. Second thing is you spoke about a few interesting projects that you did as part of your previous companies. One is into portfolio, right? For retail, similar to finance, where you have your own portfolio, in which companies do you need to invest, etc., which company stocks you need to purchase, what quantity, you decide upon all
Yeah,
these things, right? On similar line for retail also, you have bunch of products that you decide upon and say that these are the products which are very fast moving, giving me a lot of revenue, profits, and it is helping
yeah,
me have a strategic edge because someone else might enter into that space if I don't market and if I don't promote the products, right? So these kind of interesting things you spoke about, it's really, really good to know. Yeah. And one more question, Anudeep, that the students usually ask is, where do I get started? If I want to get into the field of data science and AI, how do I actually get into that field? I tell them that, see, don't look at a short term goal saying that I'll get trained for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, or 6 months, and then immediately I'll get a job. But that won't happen. Data science is a subject which commands complete knowledge. You need to get into the
mm,
depth of it, right? And also you need to work on real world projects because after learning so much of theory, what will you do with that? You need to solve
yeah.
business problems. So you need to understand that, is what I say. But from your perspective, Anudeep, if you were to give one single suggestion to the people who are aspiring to get into this field of data science and AI, then what would that be for them?
Yeah, sure. Like you said, I mean, it's data science is basically comprises of diverse subjects, includes math, statistics, probability, data analysis, data crunching. So, one suggestion. I think the fundamentals are always going to be the same, no matter how AI advances, and or no matter how much uh, how how, uh, how the algorithms get advanced. The fundamentals are going to be the same. So uh, having a good foundation in fundamentals, like all the algorithms and whatever we had so far, before the ChatGPT era, whatever was there, you need to be strong in all of those aspects like statistics, probability, linear algebra, and then the algorithms and structures. And apart from that, uh, since now we are entering into a new era of AI, I believe, no, again, the big giants in the tech like Elon Musk and there's a Sam Altman, who are trying to achieve AGI by 2027. I know the trends are. I mean, we are able to see the trends. I know where we are going, so it's very clear. But the thing is, the fundamentals have to be strong. And apart from this, like I said, since we are entering into a new age of AI, you need to also keep up with the pace of how how this AI is changing, like how we have ChatGPT now, and there are AI agents coming up, which uh, which are uh, which are basically the byproducts of this LLM models that frontier models that we have. And basically, there are like huge amounts of tools and services that are coming up on a daily basis. Uh, it's I know it's very hard to keep up with the pace, but at least in your field, in your domain, whatever the tool, or it's just like an Excel, or Excel or some other tool. You basically have to use the tool if it is required. So likewise, if AI agents are going to be the mainstream AI use cases, then of course you need to catch up with it, and you need to practice. You need to get accommodated yourself around these tools, and be an expert among these tools is my one suggestion. Like, and to learn these things, I don't think. I mean, we all know, like even the institutes and universities have already put their courses with AI, integrated their courses with AI. It's already been happening, but it's still slow. It's still slow paced. But I would advise. I mean, there is a lot of content online. You have YouTube. Too many platforms like Coursera, or there are too many educating platforms. I don't know. I cannot remember all of them, but it's all online. So learning is not a problem now. It's all at your home. You can do it peacefully, but having the determination and motivation to understand the concepts, and being persistent to you know uh, build something, and to build something and get a product out, and that is the feeling. The first time you build something, I'm sure you'll be addicted to it. So and you will take on from there. So these are my two suggestions I would give.
Wonderful, Anudeep. So Anudeep is telling that there is a lot of data, there's a lot of content, there are a lot of videos available on internet. If you really feel that you can watch those and understand the topics, go for it. However, please ensure that you spend your time building something, right? Doing something with the knowledge that you have gained, as opposed to just assuming that you learned a lot, that is good enough. No, until unless you implement that on the projects, you'll not be able to remember things, and you'll not be able to see those things in action, right? Those are a few things that Anudeep has told. And always keep yourself abreast of the latest happenings. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Anudeep. This means a lot.
Thank you.
You spent a lot of time with us. Yeah, thank you so much, Anudeep, and all the best for your future. I'm sure we will
Thank you so
continue.
much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my insights and my experiences with you. And this is really good. I hope we have more of these kind of sessions in the future, so that it will help the wider audience.
Absolutely.
I can give my 2 cents anytime. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anudeep. All the best for your future. Do stay in touch.